Hello, I'm Ligia, also known as Globetrotting Fundraiser. Thank you for joining me today. And I'm here to share with you 5 important tips for you to improve your legacy webpage. Donors always go straight to your website to get information before making a donation. And that's why it's so important to make sure that your legacy page is up to date and accessible. So the first tip that I want to share with you that you should check to see if your website offers this is to ensure that it's accessible for those with low vision. What I mean by that is we know that legacy and gifts and wills donors are of an older age, and oftentimes their vision is not 20/20. And so there's a little functionality that you can add to your website where they can increase the size of the font without changing the entire look of your website. So they can basically increase it or decrease it based on their own needs. And so this would be a great accessibility tool that you can add to your legacy webpage and to your entire website, so that visitors to your website can easily read and enjoy the information that they're getting from your website. So that's your tip number 1. Tip number 2 is you want to be offering something. You want to offer something that the donor or the visitor needs. So there's 2 things here. First and foremost, you need to know that people who will go to your website to get information about legacies and gifts and wills can be either prospective donors or current donors, or it could be professional advisors. So you need to understand the difference of what kind of information they need. A donor, for instance, will want to get information about what the organization's future goals are, what impact donations have, how important gifts are to the organization, as well as having some, information about how to go about leaving a gift and a will. So something very simple. Professional advisors will be looking for technical knowledge, more like what is the official name of the organization, the corporate name, the one that's on your reports to the government. A professional advisor will want to know your exact mailing address, charitable status, and even some sample language, sample bequest language, or things like that. So if you can make sure that your website has that kind of information, it will make it so much easier for both the donor and the professional advisor. So offer something concrete. Sample bequest language is the number 1 thing. Then also sample codicil language could really help your donor. If they don't want to go through redoing their entire will, including codicil language can really help them just make a very quick little adjustment to their wills without having to go see their legal advisor. And of course, whenever you offer language like this, make sure you have it verified by a legal professional in your area to make sure that it abides by all the rules and regulations and laws of the market in which you're in. So please make sure you do that. You want to enable information requests. What I mean by that is include in your web page a form that a donor can complete very easily to request additional information. And so the nice thing about this quick little form is that it enables you to capture the visitor's contact information, so then you can follow up with them. And so then you put them in your pipeline, and then you can steward them moving forward, and you can follow up with them. You can you want to include your email and your phone number if they choose to go that route instead. So make it as accessible and easy to find as possible. Next, you want to create all the feels, all those emotions in your copy, in your website copy. So this is where it's really important to focus on the why legacy gifts are important to the organization and important to the future of the organization and to the beneficiaries of of your organization as opposed to the what and the how. So if you review your legacy webpage content and it focuses on the mechanics, the fiscal advantages, the legal advantages, all of that kind of stuff, donors don't care. That's not what works for donors. They want reassurance that your organization is the right place for them to leave a gift in their will. So focus on the why. So you really have to do that work to think through in your organization, why is it that we want to have legacies, and think through your legacy case for support. And lastly, the fifth tip, and there's obviously a lot more, but these are the 5 most important ones, is a picture is worth 1,000 words. I've seen a lot of websites where it's text after text after text, and there's no story. So this is in line with the previous point about creating the feels. If your content is focused on emotion, then you want the images to go along with it. So none of those images with like groups of people that nobody knows who they are. Really focus on the face of the donor. So if you're sharing some testimonials from donors who have left a gift in their will to your organization, make sure it's a close-up picture. And also remember that you want to have testimonials from people who have left a gift in their will and have passed away, but as well from current donors, living legacy pledgers. So those are your top 5 legacy webpage tips to help make sure that you really, really inspire donors with your website. So good luck and all the best to you. Bye.